Hey, what's going on, folks? Mike Colvin here with Cast and Charred. It is Wednesday, April 7th. This is episode 5 in a series of what I'm calling the March Madness Bourbon Bracket Challenge in a quest to find my 2021 Bourbon of the Year. Shout out to the Baylor Bears winning the NCAA basketball tournament. That is over. Unfortunately, we're just getting started here. It's taking a little bit longer having to drink all this bourbon. I know woe is me and I've got it so bad. Yeah, cry me a river, world's smallest violin, whatever comment that you want to insert there. But this is the exciting part. The blind flight play-ins are done, and we're getting into the first round of the NIT individual matchups. If you're unfamiliar with the format, the seedings, how this is working, please go check out the revised episode 1, and it'll tell you all that you need. What we're going to cover today is I'm going to do 2-minute preview and then results of each one of the 4 matchups, and then we'll take a look at how the bracket shapes up after those results and what we have to look forward to in round 2. Blind flights were cool, but I mean, drinking this stuff, God, such a treat, and we're not even getting into the great stuff yet as we get into the upper shelves behind me. So super excited to just have completed round 1 here. Even more excited for rounds 2, 3, 4, and moving through here. So cheers, folks. That is the neck pour off of a Wild Turkey rare breed barrel strength. That's trying to get the neck pour out of that. That's going to be coming up in a round 2 matchup, which we'll get to. So I had cut out to where we're at with the bracket, but gonna take a short break and then we'll get right into the matchups. Pitter patter, let's get at it. All right, folks, let's get into it. Matchup number 1, 2 Sazerac owned companies in Buffalo Trace and Barton. So we have the Eagle Rare and then the 1792 Full Proof. So just some stats behind the bottles. This is Buffalo Trace Mash Bill 1, 90 proof. This is Barton, and this is a whopping 125 proof. First time, a couple times I had this, I compared it somewhat to Stag Junior. I've never side-by-sided them. But, that high proof, high flavor, it did well in last year's bracket. Everyone knows how much I love Eagle Rare. So I was really looking forward to this inner Sazerac battle. The winner is going to be the 1792 Full Proof. Will go on. People know how much I love Eagle Rare. I've got a bottle of it in the hockey locker room. I drank some of that actually yesterday after our hockey game. And I love it. It's a 10-year bourbon. If you get it at retail, it's probably one of the best values that you'll find. But man, that 1792 Full Proof just packs so much flavor. Just a hint, before I did the blind tasting, I had let it sit for about 20-25 minutes. That was a tip I picked up from another YouTube channel to let it settle and mellow. But when I got into this, it was clear that was going to be the winner, and it just packed so much flavor. So I look forward to seeing that again in round 2. So going in, I had these both at a pick'em, minus 110, minus 110, and the higher proof 1792 won out. So that's the first matchup. All right, straight into matchup number 2. Blood Oath Pack 6 versus 1/8 Distillings Untitled, and this is a 13-year store pick. Blood Oath Pack 6 gets here by winning a pretty tough flight, beating out a Knob Creek single barrel store pick, Old Forester 1910, Buffalo Trace, and Michter's Toasted Barrel. Again, this is a Lux Row product. It's a blend of 3 bourbons, a 14-year, an 8-year, and then a 7-year, which was finished in cognac cask barrels. This is just over 98 proof, and this is 13-year-old sourced MGP. If you guys know anything about me, I love old NGP. If you look at the, back here with the Blount Brothers, Old Fangled Knotted Bourbon, the Boone County Mayor Pingree, the Old Scout, Belmead, etc., etc. Some of my favorite stuff. This is about 126 proof. Sorry, 124 proof. A little bit lower, 1 point there. So really looking forward to this battle. I put the odds going in because of how much I love the old MGP stuff at this minus 160, this plus 130. And the results were opposite of the odds. And the Blood Oath Pact 6 will be going on. This not so good on the nose for some reason, even in the blind flight. But and if you watch that, I talked about how I didn't really like the neck pour out of this, but then as it got older and the bottle opened up, this just is a beautiful flavor to me. This, on the other hand, really I was excited for 13-year MGP, and got in the mouth and it just hits you with all these different flavors, but not in a good way. So I really wasn't a fan of the first couple pours that I've had of this. I don't know if it's just the pick or if it's the 1/8 Distillings, the way they pick their MGP barrels, what it is. But anyways, this will be going home, and the Blood Oath Pact 6 will be going on, and we'll preview. And then we'll go straight into matchup number 3. Old Forester 1920 versus a Four Roses single barrel strength store pick. So we got Brown Foreman versus Four Roses, another intriguing matchup. The Old Forester 1920 gets here by way of winning its flight, one of the relatively easier flights in the play-ins, and now matches up against Four Roses Big Boy. Odds going into this matchup, I put at, let's see, minus 140, plus 120 coming in. We got Brown Foreman, Four Roses. They're almost identical proofs, 115, 116. This is 10 years, 2 months. Don't believe that this is age stated here. This one continues to impress me more and more every time I have it. I love some of the Four Roses products. I've only had, you could tell by this, a couple pours out of here. Didn't know what to expect. But the long and short of it is the underdog is winning again, and the Old Forester 1920 defeats the Four Roses single barrel strength. Probably going to be a surprise to a lot of folks, but Old Forester 1920 is moving on. And so matchup number 4. And matchup number 3, we had Brown Foreman versus Four Roses. And then over here, we have a Wild Turkey versus a Beam product in the Russell's Reserve. This is a private barrel select that's non-chill filtered. I don't believe that this has an age statement on it, but this is 110 proof. And then we have Knob Creek 12-year, which gets here by winning probably the toughest flight in the play-ins. Jim Beam product, 12 years old, as it says here, 100 proof. So really liked these two matchups of the Brown Foreman versus Four Roses, and then Beam versus Wild Turkey. This was the hardest matchup to judge, in my opinion. I loved both of these so much, I actually had to do a second blind draw to get to a winner. And that winner is going to be the Jim Beam product. The Knob Creek 12-year will be going on. And I had these both set at a pick'em. I couldn't get a decision through the first blind and had to have the wife come down, get me a second pour, and redo it again. But fallen in love with this Knob Creek 12-year. And you know, these products these Knob Creeks, they just don't get the hype and advertising and following that a lot of the Buffalo Trace and some of the other things have. So you get your hands on this, this is a beaut. So that is the 4 first-round matchups. We're going to take a quick... All right, we're going to cut her off right there, folks. After looking at the video, we were approaching, the 10-minute mark and didn't want to get into quadrant breakdowns and round 2 matchups. But what we need to know for today is that 1792 Foolproof, Blood Oath Pact 6, Old Forester 1920, and the Knob Creek 12-year are going on to the second round of the NIT bracket. So the Blood Oath Pact 6 will have Blanton's. 1792 Foolproof will have the Wild Turkey Rare Breed Barrel Proof. Old Forester 1920, it's Elmer T. Lee. And the Knob Creek 12 will then have Rock Hill Farms. So hope you guys enjoyed these head-to-head matchups, and hit me with some feedback on the outcomes and your thoughts. Love to hear from you. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. I will talk to you soon. The next episode we'll be doing the quadrant breakdowns, round 2 matchups, and then round 2 results. You guys have a great night and see you soon. Cheers.